Hi, welcome to KiwaniTalk. We're a public information program put together by people from the Dearborn Kiwanis Club with help from students from Dearborn High School. We today are on location with our new equipment. We are at the Salvation Army Citadel in Dearborn Heights. We want to thank them for their hospitality. And welcome to the show. This is the longest running cable access show in the entire world. My name is Gary Gardner. I'm your host, and I'm very happy today to be talking about an aspect of Kiwanis that a lot of people don't know about. Everybody knows this as the peanut people and the other people that are around. We have two different sub-organizations. We have the Key clubs in the high schools, and we have Circle K clubs in many of the colleges and universities. And today we are very pleased to have two individuals from the University of Michigan, although it is the University of Michigan, Circle K Club. We have with us Cierra Murphy and Alyssa Harajli. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here, and we've been doing this for a long, long time. We are truly happy to have Circle K members come with us and talk about how things are going. But you weren't always in college. You weren't always at University of Michigan. And Cierra, where were you before you came to University of Michigan?
So I grew up in Detroit. I lived there for 14 years, and then for high school I moved to Southfield. So I went to Southfield High for all 4 years before I came here.
Okay, and then you chose to go to University of Michigan?
Yeah, I chose to go to University of Michigan Dearborn because I got a full ride scholarship. So
this is a very sharp and smart young lady, because get the full ride scholarship, just to get the scholarship is good, but to do it and at U of M, and what are you studying there?
Sociology.
Okay, and what do you plan to do with your sociology major once you get that?
So I plan on going to University of Michigan, the Ann Arbor campus, and working there as a faculty member, because if you work as a faculty member, you get 75% off tuition. So with that, I plan to get my master's in management, and hopefully U of M will help pay for it.
There you go. That's a plan. That's a great plan. How about you, Alyssa? How did you wind up at university? Where'd you go to school on?
So I was born and raised in Dearborn, Michigan, and also I went to Hague Elementary School in Bryant, and then I attended Dearborn High School, and I actually graduated last year. And I chose University of Michigan Dearborn because it's much close to home, and it just brought memories to like my community friends, and also being with people. And in my future, I plan to have a law degree and attend the University of Detroit Mercy.
Well, you've got two good choices there. Law degree is a great career. I'm a lawyer, and I went to University of Detroit before I became UD Mercy. So it's a great plan. You want to do that. Kiwanis, Circle K. Did you guys know about the Key clubs in your high school? How about you, Cierra? Did you know anything about it?
Southfield High School did not have a Key club till after I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah, so I found out about Circle K because University of Michigan Dearborn has an on-campus apartment complex that I live in, and we have an auditorium. And one day when I walked past it, they were making blankets, and I walked in and asked could I help, and that's how I ended up joining. It was Circle K at my apartment complex making blankets for a volunteer opportunity.
And that was the attraction that brought you in. Mm-hmm. How about you, Alyssa? How did you hear about? Well, was there high school? I know the answer to this, but tell the people about the Key Club at Dearborn High.
So at Dearborn High, the Key Club was actually very popular, and it was actually the biggest club that we had. So I decided to try it for a year, and it actually kind of drew me in because it gave me more of an opportunity to volunteer and just give back to the community. And
then when you got to U of M, you decided to continue that?
Yeah.
So it's a really great tribute to the students of Dearborn High to have the biggest club at part of Kiwanis. What did you find, or people you talked to at Dearborn High, what did they think about Key Club and what attracted them to that organization?
Well, not only the credit hours, but just also being with their friends, and also being able to do things that like give back and just volunteering that helped others.
So both of you managed to rise through the ranks at the University of Michigan Circle K Club. Mm-hmm. Cierra, what is your particular rank and niche at Circle K at U of M Dearborn?
Okay, so me and Alyssa are both eBoard members, as you know, and I am KFAM Chair, which stands for Kiwanis Family Chair, And my role is to connect with the other Circle Ks from different universities like the Ann Arbor campus, MSU, Wayne State, Grand Valley, and to tell them what events we're doing, for them to tell me what events they're doing, and for all of us to kind of become more connected as Circle K within Michigan.
And inadvertently, you just said that Circle K is not just at U of M, but it's pretty much all over the state of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know the answer, it's okay. And as a lawyer, I'm not supposed to ask questions I don't know the answer to. But any idea how many colleges and universities around have Circle K clubs?
I do not know, but I know for a fact Wayne State does, Ann Arbor does, MSU does, Grand Valley. I know Ohio State does, even though I know they're not Michigan.
Right.
When we had Fall Rally 2 years ago, they came.
Okay.
Yeah, they came. I think Michigan Tech has one. But yeah, basically every big school in Michigan has one.
You named all the important schools so
Yeah,
far.
basically.
And Alyssa, you have worked your way up to being some other kind of rank in the organization. What do you do?
So I'm the bulletin editor, and I pretty much help out with social media and help bring more awareness to the events so we can have more people help out and just also give back among us.
So the social media, I mean, I imagine if you need to put out a call for action to your group,
Yep.
it's a lot different than when we today still do amongst our club members. We're not all that advanced technologically. We need more teenagers to help us. But how do you program? How do you reach out to your members through the social media?
So I actually created a few accounts on Instagram and Facebook, mostly the common ones that everybody uses now. And I also share it in the group chat with all the members and just tell them or describe like the events and how we're getting to it and just showing them how great they are.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. And how many people do you have in your organization at Circle K and University of Michigan Dearborn? Any idea?
In the group chat, I think we have over 100 people. Yeah. How many official members do we have, like who've paid dues? We're still collecting those, but we're trying to shoot for around 25 actual members, because people will be in group chats and they'll be on the email list, but they won't actually show up and participate.
That is the rule of any organization. Everybody says I want to show up, but and then they don't show up, but that's a good thing. What kind of functions are you planning? What kind of charity, what kind of other functions are you planning on doing this year?
So we actually have a gala coming up in February to bring awareness to mental health. So there's one of the board members, a family member of hers, committed suicide back in Pakistan, and we're bringing more awareness to the mental health issue, both here and in Pakistan, and just helping people become more aware of the effects that it can take on a person.
But there was a mention too of making blankets. So that gala isn't going to be a big deal. But how about other associate or sundry events that you have going along throughout the course of the year? What other stuff do you guys do?
Well, today, as we're here right now, they're at a company similar to Gleaner's Food Bank, where they're helping like pair and prepare food. So that's where some of our members are right now, including our president.
So the president wanted to do that rather than come here, kind of shy of the cameras, or what?
He came here 2 years ago before COVID, and he did it.
Okay.
So he wanted someone else that wasn't him to experience it and give more information and their input on the club.
Okay, so you've had some experience with Key Club, and what is it that you believe is the real foundation of the Key Club, and what is the aspiration that you guys have for being there?
So we just feel like helping is pretty much the main thing, especially since we volunteer at like a lot of giving back events like Gleaners, and also with the blanket making. We just feel like, well, those are like the two that pretty much stand out, because especially during those big holidays, people can't afford being able to have food being put on their table. So kind of just giving back to help those really does a good thing.
And you mentioned something along the way that there's hours or that you needed to get. Explain that component of it, and how much of an inducement is it to get people in the door, and how do things change after they're part of the organization?
So like with the hours, it pretty much kind of gets, the more hours you have, the more kind of time that you have to mix with other people. So like as they get older, they'll develop more connections in different areas that they feel like they can be with people.
I had a thought that maybe there was some requirement to get out of the high school arena. You had to have so many hours of social helping. Is that part of it too?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. So when you first thought about Kiwanis, and for Cierra, for you, you first got attracted to it, what did you think it was? And then how has that impression changed since you've been more actively involved in the hierarchy?
So when I first joined, I didn't really know what it was. I didn't know what Circle K was, didn't know what Key Club was, didn't know what Kiwanis was. But the treasurer, which is still our current treasurer, she gave me all the information and put me in the group chat, and she was like, well, you can show up to meetings. And when I explain it to people, I say, oh, we're a volunteer org. Because that's basically what we do. We volunteer, we help people in the community. So has it changed really? No, we still help people, we still volunteer, we still have fun doing it. So, you know.
And how long have you been part of it?
Since I was a sophomore. So every time I say 2 years ago, which is before COVID, that was when I first joined. I joined in like 2019.
I have to imagine that, and this is kind of off the Kiwanis thing, but how has COVID changed the way you deal with your friends in school, and how has it changed the way that the Circle K has been working with the community in those organizations? What do you think?
So it actually brings us closer together, considering that COVID kind of made people regret not hanging out with people, but like it also makes us realize how much we have and who's with us too, in like our current day-to-day life.
What's your observations here?
Similar to what Alyssa said, it's just like having your friends and stuff to hang out with. You kind of miss that over COVID. You miss talking to people, hanging out with people. Luckily, we have technology, and that helped us stay connected over this time, but it's nice to go to school and see people in person for once.
And how, in the last year and a half or so, particularly with the COVID, how have you been able to do any of the organizational things, the making the blankets and the other stuff? How is that working out?
So during COVID, at least our chapter, we didn't really do anything because there were so many restrictions and people just kind of wanted to stay home that we decided not to really do much during COVID in 2020. But now, since we're back on campus, a lot of the restrictions have been mostly let up. We're able to volunteer and do stuff freely. But yeah, that's basically how we've been running. And we're trying to get started back up and become a greater organization here on campus.
I think that whole world's been put on pause because of COVID. And now we're going to take a little pause of our own right now. We're going to take a break to get some words about Kiwanis. We'll come back talking about Circle K, University of Michigan Dearborn, with Cierra Murphy and Alyssa Harajli. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
So, let's say you're looking for your place in the world, which is a pretty big deal itself, right?
Yeah. But let's say you also get plenty of pressure about making choices. What to major in, where to live, who to join.
And these are important choices and everything. But what if you're looking for something, I don't know, more?
Well, what does that mean? What does more look like to you? Maybe it's like a chance to get out in the world and serve, to make children's lives better, to improve the community around you. Maybe even take your impact global.
Or wait, maybe it's more like a chance to lead. You've got the skills. You're a person who gets things done, who helps other people accomplish stuff too. And maybe you're thinking, it's time to develop those skills.
Yeah, but then again, maybe you like fellowship. You know, the whole putting our heads together thing. You want people you can work with, people you have fun with, people who inspire you and who you inspire too.
Okay, so let's say it's time to choose. And you're wondering, well, which one? And that's the thing, because you know what? It's a trick question. So
the real answer is you don't have to choose just one. You're not looking for a door to go through. You're not looking for a box to fit into. You're not looking for a simple, narrow, whatever.
Right. You're looking for a place, and that's a whole different thing.
It's a place on campus, a place in your community, a place in the world.
So here's the place. Circle K International.
We call it CKI. It's an organization for college students.
It's the world's largest student-led collegiate service organization. It has clubs on nearly 500 campuses.
And it has room for you.
For all the stuff that makes you who you are.
And who you want to be.
Service, leadership, fellowship.
In other words, Circle K International.
Looking for your place in the world? Join the club. Find out about CKI.
Welcome back to KiwaniTalk. I'm your host, Gary Gardner, here at a remote location through the facilities of Kiwanis and the generosity of the Dearborn Heights Citadel of the Salvation Army. We are here talking about Circle K, which is an organization that is the level above the key clubs at high schools. Circle K is at the collegiate university level, and then the Kiwanis clubs are, of course, where we are. We are part of the longest running cable access television show in the world. We're happy to be here and happy to have our guests come back, Cierra Murphy and Alyssa Harajli. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you.
It's good. So you've been involved now with this, and you stumbled into a meeting. What is the plan to expand the membership? Because you guys have the same issue that we do in our club, but what is the plan at University of Michigan Dearborn to get your membership up?
So we just want to do more events that bring more people together and more events that seem more enjoyable, and like Cierra.
We also want to have more events on campus. So like today I told you they're volunteering at a place similar to Gleaner's Food Bank, but that is off-site. If you're off-site, how are people going to find the event? So we want to have more events like the blanket making on campus so people can stumble in. When people stumble in and they join, they get interested. So we want to have more on-campus events for people to join, and also just by word of mouth.
So, but as the bulletin editor, though, Alyssa, you should find some way of putting. How can you put it out there besides just to your group?
So I can also have them talk to their friends or have more flyers be put out across the school and pretty much bring that awareness towards them.
So the old school flyers, you put them up on the bulletin boards and
Yeah.
things like that. That's the way we used to do that too. So we talked about a couple of things that you have planned. Is there a wish list amongst the hierarchy within the Circle K at the University of Michigan Dearborn? Here's a bunch of things we'd like to do. What are the kind of things that Cierra and Alyssa would like Circle K to be able to do?
So, for example, like donate or have bake sales, because like people like enjoy having something sugary, after a day of studying. But like it also benefits too, because if we have it for donation money too, so like help give back to those people.
What about you, Cierra?
A volunteer opportunity that I would like to do is to work with some kids. I remember before COVID, they had book reading. So you would go to like the nearby middle school, elementary school, and you would read them books. And I enjoy that. I enjoy working with kids, or maybe volunteering somewhere where we can volunteer with animals. Everyone likes animals,
So all those are great things. And how, talk about the structure of the Circle K at U of M Dearborn. Is there a president, a treasurer? How does that all work? Who are those? But give us those people some. They're not here because they kind of didn't want to be here because they're afraid of the cameras. But who is the president? Who's the vice? Who are those people there?
So the president is Hussein Chaban, and the vice president is Maluk Harp.
The treasurer, her name is Alyssa. I do not remember her last name.
Okay.
But as you know, I am KFAM chair, and Alyssa is bulletin editor. What are the other positions that we have?
And then there's a secretary with David.
So you've got a structure and an organization.
We have a full executive board, just like any other student org. Well, any position you basically can think of, we already have it. KFAM chair, something a little different because it's Kiwanis Circle K exclusive. I'm a little special.
So far you've been involved with it for a while. What has been the most special thing that Alyssa has been able to do with Circle K so far that really, this is what really makes me feel good about what I've done?
Well, being there, if people need help with the organizations pretty much, and also like if they need an extra hand too. So like just being able to help people kind of helped me out.
And it's been kind of difficult, like you said, to get out to the schools and to the
Exactly.
organizations. But how about you, Cierra? What's the coolest thing you think you've had so far?
Just talking to the different e-board members of the other colleges. Like, I remember at Fall Rally 2 years ago when all the district went to volunteer, I met a girl named Cierra and we became really good friends. Turns out she's now the new president of the Circle K chapter at Wayne State. So it's just nice seeing the people you once knew level up in the ranks of Circle K.
And that, again, that networking potential for, students, for business people like myself. Talk about how you view that as a benefit of being a part of Circle K.
With the businesses too, it helps bring, more people that draws them into their business, and also getting more consumers and customers, and just bringing people to the community.
Can you repeat the question?
How do you think it's going to help your networking skills in the future too? Because here you're here, you've got the bulletin, the KFAM, you've got the bulletin chair, whatever. But all of business, all of the world is making network connections. How is it helping you do that?
It's helping me do that by every time you talk to a different member from a different university, you get different connections through them, through different activities and different people that they connect with to start these events. So it's just connecting with all of Michigan, kind of. I think that's very interesting and something that will help me in the future. So far, this is my first month of being on eBoard, so I have a lot to explore and learn through this position.
And going forward, after you can't stay with Circle K forever, unfortunately, but do you see yourself seeking out a Kiwanis Club nearby? The Dearborn Kiwanis Club, we meet every Tuesday at the Park Place. It's on Park Avenue, just south of Michigan Avenue, just west of Outer Drive. So you think that something like that, it would be a potential, whether you're here in Dearborn or if you travel to other parts of the state or other parts of the country or the world?
Mm-hmm. So over the summer, I did an internship at Peace Neighborhood Center in Ann Arbor, and my supervisor is actually a part of Kiwanis because she graduated from U of M Ann Arbor a few years ago, and she stuck with it because she just enjoyed volunteering and she enjoyed the people. And one thing about her that she said was she's like the youngest person like in the group. So to have more younger people, I would love to do that, to join, just to give more of a younger population feel to Kiwanis and have more people join through that.
If, just a random thought, if our club does a lot of volunteer events, and from time to time, do you think, and you better say yes, that your members would, if we needed some extra hands to help out, that you would be able to, because it seems like you're struggling right now because of the COVID things. Quite frankly, the universities are a little bit more restrictive in what they let you do. Mm-hmm. Would you guys be interested in doing that?
Yeah.
So Ray, make some notes for us there. We've got some more volunteers for our next event out there. That'd be a good thing. So you've expressed that going forward, both of you are not just going to stop your careers at the University of Michigan. You plan to go on to postgraduate and to law school. Mm-hmm. Where do you, not that this is an interview question, it's crazy, but ultimately, what would you like to do with your law degree when you get it, Alyssa?
So as of right now, one law study is through women's rights, and I feel like we need more feminists in this world, and just to kind of bring more awareness to those certain situations, but also kind of defending those that were falsely wronged of an issue, not for like criminal justice, but moreover for other issues that may have been blamed on them.
Okay, and what about you, Cierra? What do you think where do you see yourself after you've got your sociology now, but that's a path to a different course? What do you want to do with all that?
So let's say I do get my master's in management. I hope to actually work at Google. Ann Arbor has a Google location, and their whole location in Ann Arbor is focused around business. It's like basically their business chapter. And I was like, wow, that'd be really nice to get a job at Google doing management.
It's the technology thing too. You've got all of that, and do you find that the technology aspect? I know it's got you guys are used to it. I mean, you've had it. You've never not known a time without being able to not use dial-up, but to get right on the internet with a high-speed connection and do all that. Do you see any applications for your Kiwanis connections through the internet? Does that make any sense, that question at all?
I think social media is the best bet for now, because as people, you know, everybody has phones now, so they all like have social media, and it will just show up right then and there with that information that we need.
Do you think that you would stay in this area, or would you want to go to Washington or some other big city, or where does Alyssa want to go?
So I actually would want to stay close to home because it's just my community, and it would just help, you know, as a future lawyer, if I bring more awareness to that female subject, then more stereotypes would be more elaborated. And so.
How about you, Cierra? Where do you see, or are you gonna? I got a feeling that Sierra's gonna go where the management road takes her. Where do you?
I don't know. I want to become HR. I think HR would be kind of cool.
That's the anti-personnel department, as I call it.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, wherever my job takes me, wherever I decide to be, that is where I would go. I actually would not prefer to live in Michigan. I would prefer to live somewhere hot. I do not like that it's always cold. I am anemic. I get cold very easily. So I would like to live somewhere warmer, even if it's not in the U.S. I don't really have any attachment to stay here, if that makes sense. So yeah, anywhere the world takes me, I would be happy to leave.
It's a great sense of adventure to be able to have that option, and there's a lot of great things about staying home and being close to home and family and friends and helping out your local community. There's also a great thing about exploring the whole world, because there's a great world outside there. Well, having talked with this, I've been very much enjoyed our time here with you today. There is hope for the future generations. I see that, and you're great examples of leaders, because you truly are leaders within your organization, within your community. And I commend you both for that, stepping forward, getting involved with the blanket making, and getting involved with Kiwanis and your leadership roles in the organization. So, Cierra Murphy, Alyssa Harajli, thank you very much for being here, part of Kiwanis. It's great to see you, and we will see you at our big meetings a couple of years from now when you get out of Circle K. I want to thank you for tuning into Kiwanis. I'm Gary Gardner. See you again next time. Bye-bye.